I guess it's evening. Good evening. Yeah.
What's up, man?
Good. You were with Quinn coming in here and yelling from down the hill there at reddmage.
Oh yeah, because I heard reddmage worried me. He's good now. So,
So you started hiking when? You're attempting through hiker also?
Yeah, I started January 24th.
Okay.
It was wicked cold.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Some good nights, but it was fun because it was more like surviving than hiking because it was mostly like 5 degrees outside and like the wind chills was just
I think
insane.
I would die. I don't have enough meat on my bones. I'd freeze to death.
It's definitely, and then a couple blizzards out there.
So let me get your trail name before I forget to ask. I've done that before.
I'm Johnny Tsunami.
Okay, so let me hear how you got it. There's always a story behind the name.
I kind of got it because I just hiked through the winter and I would just hike through storms just to get to a shelter. And there was a section hiker I hiked with a couple days. His name was Beach Bum, and he just set his tent up like a couple miles before, and it was like getting dark, and he was like, "Are you still hiking?" I was like, "Absolutely, dude. I'm going for the shelter."
There you go.
And he's like, "Dude, you're nuts." And he's like, "It's super cold. It's snowing and slushing out right now."
Yep.
I was like, "Screw it, man. I'm going for it."
Are you stoveless? Or you cook? Or you got a
cook.
stove?
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a great stove.
Yeah. Do you do coffee in the morning and that kind of stuff? Or?
If I can have it, then yeah. But this is, I got an old school. Find it, dude.
Now you were telling me though when you walked up that you have dropped how much weight from on your
I
pack?
started the trail was 76 pounds.
Wow.
Till Neil's Gap, and then I did my first shakedown. I got it down to 60, and then I got to Hot Springs, and then got it down to 50, and then I just got it down from 50 to about like 30 pounds.
Okay. Is it the same bag or did you change
No, I had
packs?
a different bag. I had a Mystery Ranch backpack. I don't know if you've heard of the
No,
company.
I haven't heard that.
Great company, great backpack. I mean, the pack is just meant for like just a lot of supplies.
Yeah.
But I have the
So what do you got there?
Whisper Light International. This is old school.
Is it MSR or is it just?
Yeah, MSR. It's the classic.
Yeah.
It's not the little dinky,
So
pocket racket. It's a legit.
So these guys aren't like hitting you up to make them some hot coffee or chocolate anytime because they're stoveless, so they're not mooching off of you or nothing.
Not yet. Not
All right.
yet. He's been like, dude, I want a ramen bombing that you make.
Yeah.
Because I make really good ramen bombs. I just put an absurd amount of ridiculous good things in one pot.
Is that one of your favorite meals that you do?
Oh, it's my
Yeah, that's
favorite.
mashed potatoes and what else? The Idahoan potatoes and what else goes in it?
Oh,
Anything you want?
pretty much anything you can imagine. I usually do
Oh, it's ramen noodles.
ramen or what do they call it? Those other noodles? Mountain House.
Yeah.
Oh, I just had a good one. It was
Do you put mashed potatoes in it too? Or no?
Mountain House's biscuits and gravy with a whole thing of potatoes, the powdered potatoes. Oh, it's prime.
All right, so
Good.
what's your story? Why you want to hike this distance? I mean, you're gunning for Katahdin, so what's driving you?
A couple things. I had a year off from school. I just got my associates. And I was like, what else do I want to do before, I continue school? And I had a couple downs in my life at that time. So I was like, I kept looking at my bucket list. And when I was like 8 years old, I hiked parts of it in New Hampshire. And I just put it on my bucket list as like one of the top 5 things. I kept looking at it. And I said, screw it, I'm just going to do it. So I didn't really do that much research on it. I did maybe like a good 2 weeks and like a full year. Just kept looking at it. Just did little research articles here and there.
Yeah. You think you're going to make it?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, are you still pumped
definitely.
at this far?
Oh, definitely.
What about what do they call it, the Virginia Blues?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like 1/4 of the trail, I think, is in Virginia, like 525 miles or so.
580 something.
Is it? Yeah, so that's like over 1/4 of the mile. The trail, I mean.
Yeah, it's just, but we're close. We only have like 100 and...
Yeah, you get through Shenandoah here, and then what, 50 miles to... 40 or 50 miles to... what do they call it? The Harper's Ferry, and then you're in West Virginia, aren't
Then
you?
we do the 4-state challenge. I'm doing that.
Okay.
I got to do it with a 50-pound pack because I have a steak dinner bound in it. So And then I got to do the half-gallon challenge in between the 42 miles.
That's ice cream, right?
Yeah. So I got to do that.
Right.
2 challenges in one.
All right, man. Well, thanks a lot for the interview. I won't keep you any longer. You got your stove out. I don't know if that's a hint or not that you're ready to warm up something, but thanks, man. And again, like, Godspeed and be safe. Get your hat?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Cover up my hair. You want my sunglasses? My cheetah bushes?
All right.
Hey there.
What's the scoop? Do I know you? You look familiar.
I don't claim to know you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell YouTube that I've known you since you were almost wet behind the ears with Cub Scouts, right?
Yeah, it's been 10 years now. We've
Yeah.
been hiking together.
Been hiking with this fellow for years in Boy Scouts, and so I know that you're not technically a through hiker, but it's going to be a pretty damn long hike. So you'd hike what, from
Well, I'm
Springer
doing,
to Hot Springs?
I'm doing about 1,900 miles,
Okay,
and I may end up turning it into a flip-flop. We'll see.
okay.
That would put me right around mid-July for an endpoint.
Yeah. Over the years in Scouts, I've known you with different trail names, Mighty Quinn and whatever, but do you have a trail name now that someone's bequeathed on you out
My
here?
name is Quinn Brookins, and my trail name for the AT so far is Q.
Q. All
Shout
right.
out to Neville at Woods Hole for giving me that.
Is that like a hostel?
It is a hostel. It's right before Harrisburg.
Okay, so is it like the owner?
Yeah, the owner of the hostel there. We had a committee meeting to find a trail name for me
Oh.
because they wouldn't accept that I didn't have a trail name up until then.
Q. So how did I arrive at Q though?
Because I build my own gear, so I'm sort of like the James Bond Q.
Oh,
And then
okay.
there's the Star Trek Q. I'm kind of like him, I guess, somehow. I'm not sure. Because he's some sort of god, so.
Well, I mean, Quinn, you know, I know you've got a lot of miles behind you. And you hiked the El Camino last summer,
I
but
did.
so what's up with this one? You just want to finish something that you started?
Yeah, I want to finish this one that I started, and this way I don't have to do any more sections with you, Keith. It's really perfect.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about that. I'm happy that you overlapped us here for the evening, and
Oh, it's great to see you out here.
and I'm sure tomorrow when we get started early, you'll pass us after we've been on trail about 6 hours in
Maybe.
about an hour.
Maybe it'll be a nice place for lunch. We can meet
Yeah.
you.
All right, man. Well, thanks.
Thank you,
Same
Keith.
to you too, though. Godspeed and be safe, Quinn. Good evening, man. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. So you got in here about a couple of hours ago, got your tent set up, had some hot water, and you were starting to tell me your story. So you're a flip-flopper?
I am. I'm a flip-flopper. Coming out of Harper's Ferry, going to Springer, then back up to Katahdin, and south back to Harper's Ferry.
Yeah. So you just started, more or less. Do you have a trail name yet, or it hasn't been bequeathed yet?
I have a trail name. It's Hey Now, because I always walk up to people and I say, Hey Now. So it's not a real interesting story, but it's very apropos to who I am.
Yeah, well, there's always a story behind it. So, I mean, just getting started and all that, you're not running with the crowd, so you're going to be kind of lonely going that direction, other than when you cross these pockets of the 500 that left Springer out here on, like, within 2 days.
Yeah.
So they give you a little company there. Do you have, like, a favorite meal you like right now that you're making, other than, like, the bags, or are you still doing the bag
I'm
meals?
still doing the bags thing. I mean, and only because I was partially, I was somewhat disorganized. I'm not going to lie. I was focused on a lot of other things before I jumped in, and so I bought bags for dinner. But, I mean, I'm an easy person to feed, too, which also makes my wife happy, because I
Yeah.
never complain about dinner, no matter what it is. So, unlike some people, I can eat just about anything out here.
Yeah. Where do you call home when you're not hiking?
Cary, North Carolina.
Okay, yeah, I heard that earlier. Yeah, I'm from Wilmington. So here comes the big question, as I like to phrase it. I mean, why? Why do you want to hike 2,200 miles?
Yeah.
I mean, what's driving you? What's the motivating force?
So, I mean, a couple things. First, it's a bucket list item, even though I don't know, I'm sure it's a lot of people's bucket list item, but for me, it was a bucket list item dating back to when I was in my early 20s. I actually, on 3 ridges in Virginia, watched a fireworks display in the valley below on July 4th. And I was like, this is amazing. And then I spent the next day bathing in the Thai River. And I thought that was pretty awesome. And so I'm 51 now. So that was many, many years ago. I also needed to do something kind of for my own life, but I also wanted to do something for someone else. So
Yeah.
I combined those two things by having my bucket list, working with my wife, who's the most amazing person
Yeah,
I
you were
know.
telling me she's supporting you
Oh,
100%
Yeah, and
in terms of the, standing behind you and
yeah, I mean, and I mean, how lucky am I for that? And I'm lucky there's cell service and stuff like that now, so I can FaceTime with them periodically also, because I do miss them. So it is a little bit, I wouldn't say lonely, because I don't really get lonely walking south. I mean, I don't see the same people, but what I do get is, I don't know, wistful maybe,
Yeah.
right? Because, hey, I love my wife, I love my kids, I like to see them, I like friends, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You don't get it. And then the last thing is I'm doing this for charity. I'm doing it for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I'm raising money and awareness of what Make-A-Wish does, and I'm doing that through the walkofdreams.org, which is a little site I created, and 100% of everything that's donated goes to them.
All right, so if somebody wants to make a donation, then what do they do?
Well, you can go to walkofdreams.org, and at that site you can do a bunch of things. You can make a donation, of course. You can also follow me on an DeLorme InReach map. You can see exactly where I am. You can message me. You can see how many steps or I do each day.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. So you're just telling me you're a tipping Katahdin through hiker?
Yes.
All right, so when did you start?
February 22nd, and this is day 49.
Yeah.
I believe.
Day 49, how you feeling?
Pretty good. Pretty good so far. In
Yeah.
the beginning, I was feeling a lot worse.
That's your dad?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
my dad right
Hey,
there.
Dad.
He's catching
Hanging
up.
out with him a little bit, or are you going all the way with him?
Oh, I'm going all the way with him.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck, man. All right, go ahead and step up here. You qualify.
Another interview.
I have a YouTube channel. It's StickmanWilmingtonNC, and as a section hiker since 2014, I've been catching the hikers, and stuff. And I'm up here in Shenandoah, and I find you two. So you were just telling me, where are you from?
Upstate New York.
Okay. And what's your trail name?
Bushmeat.
Okay, Bushmeat. How'd you get it?
You want to tell the story? I was chasing him down the hill because that's the only time I can catch him or keep up with him. And I kind of hold my poles like this as I'm running down. And he was taking a switchback when I caught up to him. And he's looking at me and I'm looking at him, and I said, Bushmeat, you're within spear chucking range.
All right, there you go.
So he's spear chucker. That's his name.
And when did you say you left Springer?
The 27th of February.
And you've been with him the whole time?
Oh yeah.
Scout's honor. That's cool,
Yeah.
man. I love it.
I'm going to
And
be all the way through.
he already gave your age away. 63, you said?
61.
61, yeah. Maybe last season, the season before that, I met two guys that were hiking. One of them, his trail name was 61. The other one was 63 because he was 63. All righty. So what's the trail name again?
Spear chucker.
Okay. And so that's the whole pair of you then.
Yep.
So what motivates you to want to do this thing? What's driving you? I mean, 2,100 something miles. Think about it. I mean, there's
Yeah.
got to be more to it than wanting to take a walk.
Yeah. Well, I guess two things really. This is the last free time I'll have before retirement. I start med school in the fall, so
Nice.
for a long time I'll be pretty busy and I won't be able to do anything like this. And this will be the last time the two of us can do something like
Yeah.
this. So
I'm catching the sun right on you. You might have to lean back a little bit so I can see you. And you're
Oh,
Just-
I'm
just
doing
here
it
to-
because he can do this.
yeah.
So we're doing this together.
Where'd you guys stay last night? The Calf Mountain area or this side of it? Or?
We camped out off the trail a little bit into Shenandoah.
Okay.
We made our own campsite.
Yeah.
This time we did
That's
that.
a long dry stretch. That's 13 and a half miles from Calf Mountain to this one.
Yeah.
No water.
Yep.
We got lucky earlier. I bummed a liter and a half off of some people that were coming out of the woods just day hiking. All right, well, I won't hold you guys any longer. Godspeed in your travels and be safe.
All right. Thank you.
And you too.
All right. Good afternoon. How you doing?
Fine.
You doing good? You were telling me you're from France?
Yes. From
Okay.
The south of France, from Toulouse.
Okay. Oh, man. My daughter went to France high school. I forget what town it was. You're a flip-flopper.
Yes, I started in Harper's Ferry late Saturday. And I go to the south to Georgia, get a plane in Atlanta to Maine, and return to Harper's Ferry.
Okay. Sounds like a trip to me. So what's your trail name? Has anyone gave you a trail name yet?
Not yet.
Not yet? You'll get one.
I'm just called Philipp.
How do you spell it for me?
Philipp,
Okay, spell it.
Phillippe.
Okay. All right. So why do you want to hike 2,100 miles? What's driving you? What's the motivating factor? That's the big question.
Big question, yes. I get a year of 6 months here to Appalachian Trail, 6 months in Australia to do a road trip.
Okay.
The main purpose to do that is to change life. I'm working as a computer engineer and teacher, but I want just to change, to have the opportunity to live something different.
Yeah. That sounds like a good plan. Appalachian Trail is a nice trail. You're going to have a wonderful time on it. How about food? What's your favorite trail mix? What do you carry? What's your best meal that you make?
Food?
Yeah, for in your pack,
Well, it's
spaghetti,
noodles.
noodles. Okay.
Noodles. But it's difficult for French with American meat because when I get meat, it's sugar.
Oh, is
They
it
put
right?
sugar on
I
it.
didn't know that.
It's
Yeah.
surprising.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Philip. Okay. Well, Godspeed in your travels. Be safe, and good luck on your travels.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. This is my favorite thing. I see you charging up the hill and I stand in your way and talk to you long enough to get an interview out of you.
Yeah, no problem.
So you're gunning for Katahdin?
Yes, sir.
When'd you start?
I started last October after I retired.
Nice.
Got into Irwin first part of November and restarted in March. I go home on a pretty frequent basis. Like last weekend, I went home to be with the family during Easter and restarted on Monday morning.
Okay. So you're trying to hike the whole thing when you're targeting the finish?
I should be done in August.
Okay. And when did you say you started again?
Early October.
Okay.
So I just been, to me, the AT takes a backseat to life, so when I need to be home, I go home and I come out here and hike as much as I can.
Yeah. If I do the math, though, that's still less than a year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my hope, is to do it in less than 12 months, and I should be able to do it in around 10.
So where's home when you're not out here hiking?
Yeah, suburb of Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah. We're from Wilmington, North Carolina. I am.
Yep.
That's my brother from Florida. Here comes a
great.
big one, though. I mean, why do you want to hike this distance, 2,100 miles? What's driving you, man? What's the motivation?
After I retired, I really wanted to continue to find new challenges for myself. And this is something that I've always dreamed about. I grew up as a Boy Scout and enjoyed hiking and camping, and had to put on that on the back burner as life and family kind of took over. So I'm kind of returning to myself.
Nice. Yeah. My son's an Eagle. I was a Scout committee with insurance. Never
Yeah.
could step up to Scoutmaster. We
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Best times of our lives together.
I'm an Eagle as well, and I actually work with the Atlanta Council Boy
Good.
Scout Board.
Nice. Yeah. So problems? I mean, you look fit. You look like you're definitely traveling.
The first 2 weeks, I was pushing a little too hard. I got shin splints, so I had to go home and kind of cure that up a little bit. But since then, everything's pretty well. I mean, I'm really getting comfortable camping and hiking. I'm pushing around 20 miles a day, give or take. It's just a beautiful place to be, and you actually meet some wonderful people that just come from very varied backgrounds and stuff, which
Yeah.
has been fascinating to me.
Yeah, I like to use an analogy. It's like looking at Harley Davidson riders. You think those are really doctors, lawyers, attorneys.
Yeah.
I've only met good people out here.
Absolutely.
Did I get your trail name?
Sure. My trail name is Visa. I have two daughters, Alex and Katie, 25 and 23, and they gave my trail name long time ago before I even thought about hiking the AT.
Yeah.
So when they want to go out, they always make sure they bring Visa with them.
VISA?
Yes, sir, just like the credit card.
There you go. Okay, well, I won't keep you any longer.
Okay.
Godspeed in your travels and be safe.
Thank you. You too.
Go. And then Quinn showed up a little later.
Reddmage.
Yep. Quinn showed up a little later.
When she's asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, this is epic view.
I know. 11 months. I'm 11 weeks old. I mean, look at her. She just smiled at me.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. How much does she weigh?
13 pounds.
Whoa, okay.
7 ounces.
Yeah, don't forget the 7 ounces. 13 pounds, 7 ounces.
Gaining weight just as Pat gets heavier. Mine only
Yeah.
gets lighter. I have all the food, so by the time we get to a resupply, I'm like,
Yeah.
woo-hoo.
And the shelter. What are you carrying? About 60 pounds plus?
It depends on how long our resupplies are.
Yeah.
Our first load up, I think, was 62 without
water.
Without water.
So probably probably 70 pounds, all said and done for 6 days resupply.
Yeah.
Well, that's when we filled up completely with water.
And your pack don't actually look like there's nothing in it
It's I'm carrying 30 pounds total.
Yeah.
with the baby.
including
Yeah,
the
the
baby.
pack's like
Okay.
15.
Yeah.
She's got like sleeping bag and Zia's clothes and stuff. And our lunch for the day.
Yeah.
So, Shenandoah National Park to Massachusetts, you told me.
Right? Exactly.
There you go.
Is Rockfish Gap in Shenandoah National Park as well?
Yeah, yeah, that's where it starts. That's the way.
road.
Where are you headed? Are you gunning for Katahdin?
That's the plan. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of these days.
Yeah. Are you attempting through hike or you section?
I'm through hike. I started back in middle of February. February
Okay.
12th was my first full day.
Yeah, I met you down at the shelter last night. You're running with Q and reddmage and
And Johnny Tsunami. Yeah.
Johnny Tsunami. Yep. So Blueberry, right?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So where do you call home when you're not out here?
Maryland.
Okay, so you're getting very close to home.
Yeah, I'm a few hundred miles out. So
Yeah. And you're telling me you're gonna like take 4 days off or so with
Yeah.
family?
once I get well, the trail goes about 10 miles away from my house. And
Wow,
so,
that's pretty close.
Yeah, so once I get around that area, my mom's going to come pick me up and I'll take a few days off and just be with family, see my brother, stuff like that. So
Yeah. So far, how's everything going for you? I mean,
good.
had any injuries or anything?
I think the biggest injury has probably been my blisters.
Yeah.
I had a pair of boots that I was too stubborn to get rid of, and I said,
Because you had an investment in them, right? And
Yeah,
you're
I'll
like, it'll
tough
work
it
out, it'll work out.
Yeah, I'll tough it out. And after about 650 miles, learning that you probably shouldn't be getting blisters after 650 miles, I finally swapped them out for some better shoes, some different socks, and since then I haven't been happier. So
Nice. Glad to hear that. So what section so far since spring or have you liked the best? I mean, a couple of them or
yeah,
something stands out in your mind as being...
sections, I think it's all been pretty similar. Out in the woods, of course, the grade and the terrain's been a little bit different. There's moments that I liked. I usually like the typically when you're having like that bad day and what kind of brings you up, or I loved Max's patch back in, I think that
Yeah,
was
that's nice up there.
either North Carolina or Tennessee. I like that. That was
Yep,
a good
yep.
that was a good spot.
How about Roan Mountain? That section through there on the
Oh,
balls of Roan.
The well, what ends up happening that day was I was at the shelter right before Roan, not on top of Roan, and I said, you know what, I'm going to just go up Roan and go back down because it's so. I got hit with a pretty bad storm in the Smokies, and so I'm just going up and going back down, and I woke up to a snow, pretty much a blizzard, and so I had because it was in Tennessee, I had bought a little, it was a little bit bigger of a flask of Jack Daniels. I said, well, if there's any day to use it, so took a few swigs, got pretty warmed up, and then just started marching the whole day. So yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
How about the iconic McAfee and all that, and Tinker Cliffs? Was it clear when you went through there?
Oh yeah, no, I got some beautiful pictures. Well, that day, luckily we got help from a trail angel, and he said, oh, well, I'll slack pack you. So a group of about 8 or 9 of us were able to slack pack that, and I pretty much had to run through it because I was trying to catch a few people who were a few miles ahead of you, or a few miles ahead of me, and so that was a fun little challenge.
Good. So you didn't want them to get too far ahead because they were carrying their packs still? Is that what
No,
it is?
everybody was slack packing,
Okay.
so I was trying to catch him, and I said, you know what, we'll just see what happens, and I caught them, I think, about 18 miles into the day. I think we did 27 total that day.
They were razzing you at the shelter last night about your meals and your recipes and all that.
Oh yeah, I like to eat.
What's one of your favorite trail meals that you make yourself? It doesn't come out of a bag like, Mountain House
and all that. I would have to say, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a chef. I like to eat everything. I mean, I will literally probably eat anything that I'm not allergic to, which is pretty much just strawberries. And so, actually, we got a runner right here. Let's see if I can get out the way.
Yeah, these guys make me sick, man. They can still talk when they come by and breathe.
How's it going? And so, but my favorite meal would probably have to be what's called a ramen bomb. That's where you use, you crush up ramen, you boil that for a bit, and then you mix in mashed potatoes. And I usually add just a little bit of tuna, and I could probably eat. If I had enough and was carrying enough, I could eat 5 or 6 of them, no problem.
So how about experience? Were you one of these guys that just decided to do it, or had you grown up hiking and scouts maybe or anything like that? Or
no scouts. I'd done, I grew up in the suburbs, so, hey, let's go for a hike today, do 4 or 5 miles. But other than that, I mean, talk about carrying your home, your food, pretty much your life on your back now. I had never done it before. And so I knew coming out here that I was going to learn pretty quick. And I learn every single day. And still after 2 months, I still learn something. So
I guess after you get through Shenandoah here, about 90 miles to go, I think, roughly from here, and then you've got 50 or so up to West Virginia, maybe?
Right, yeah.
So you'd be happy to get out of Virginia?
Get me out of here.
I know, 525 miles or so, right?
Yeah, so almost done, and I'm excited to tackle some of the other states.
Well, here comes the big question, and I'll let you get on your way. What motivates you, man? Why do you want to hike 2,100 some odd miles? I mean, what's your driving force here?
I think like most people, I've got a few, and you tap into depends on the day. Of course, my family. I carry a few pictures in my pocket. Every single day, it's always been in my pocket. So I do it for family, the girlfriend, sister, and I also hike as a fundraiser too, to support deaf and what's called CODA kids. So kids like me who are hearing but have deaf parents. There's a summer camp that I've gone to for probably 13 years now, and so hiking for them too. Yeah.
Good. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Godspeed in travels and be safe.
Of course. Thank you.